Power Talk Show. I understand that when between up to like your 18th birthday, you spent how long in hospital?
Well, I used to spend like 2 weeks. This is on average, because we're doing.
When you got to 18,
Yeah.
what did you weigh?
I was about 6.5 stone when I was at my worst. Well, that's obviously.
Sister Adeline, you had that book. What was the name of your book again? Power of Imagination.
Yes.
Am I wrong? No, I'm right.
You're right. No, holding on to your vision limit, correct. You're right.
See?
This is your other book.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Well, maybe I'm trying to create a book here.
Welcome to Best Way TV, and this is the
Power Talk Show.
Power Talk Show.
Too early.
Welcome. We're doing a fantastic show today, partly from Glasgow, and I want to welcome the amazing Johnny Simpson, all the way down in Carlisle in the north of England. Johnny, how are you?
I'm really good, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
Good.
And today we're going to deal with something really, really special. We're going to talk about the greatest challenge, because what we're facing in the world at the moment is unprecedented. Most of the world is in lockdown, is in isolation. I am in my house. Johnny is with his. I just want to say, actually, Johnny, it's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're one of our 3 superheroes that we've had on from this year. You know, your input is incredibly valuable for anybody out there that wants to help, you know, do something amazing with their life. You're a complete inspiration. So thank you very much for coming back on.
Thank you. It's quite bizarre how much things have changed since I last saw you, isn't it?
Well, your hair's grown.
It hasn't. Well, ever so slightly. I've had a skinhead since then. It's pretty much the same length, but yeah, I mean, there's quite a few things have changed around us, haven't they?
Well, do you know what? My daughter, my youngest daughter, she's 14, and she was telling me that all the trendy boys have been getting skinheads because there's no need for them to go to school. So,
Yeah.
Are you putting yourself into that kind of trendy category?
Well, I don't know if trendy is the word, but I guess everyone's doing it at the moment, so I guess it is a trend. But the thing is, everyone's gone from like the Meet Me at McDonald's haircut to, getting a skinhead. So I would usually get mine done once every 2 weeks, but it just seemed easier to do right now. It's one less thing to be concerned about. And I'm sure you've got it covered already.
You're like, you can cut mine individually. I'm a bit short up here. And it will happen to you one day. Do you know, that's what upset me, because they say that like baldness misses out a generation. So my granddad, he died when he was about 93, full head of hair. And then my dad's bald. So I'm meant to have hair, right? So someone's lied to me here. I was meant to have this big head of hair, you know, like a big afro. And it never happened. So I don't know.
But it's hereditary though, as much as anything else. And the thing is, like, I don't believe it skips a generation, because like we predominantly either get our mother or our father's genes, right? And that can be different between siblings. Like, and my mother's side of the family, my mother's side of the family, I seem to more have physical genetics of that side, right? And none of my uncles are going bald. My granddad had a full head of hair when he died. They all have full heads of hair as well. So I'm glad I got that genetic.
So if my mum was bald, then maybe I've got it from her as well then. Anyway, let's get down to today's topic, right, about dealing with the greatest challenge. So I think the greatest challenge for the vast majority of people out there is suddenly from one day being outside and they're working and they're going to the park and they're going to the shops, and then suddenly we're hit with this, the world has changed. The world has changed, and people are waiting for things to go back to normal. You and I, we were chatting about this earlier on, we know that normal's gone. You can forget about normal. Normal doesn't exist anymore. And this coronavirus, this COVID-19 that's come about, it's happened for a reason. It's happened for a fantastic reason, to give everybody an opportunity to do something amazing with their lives, because up to now, most people have no idea, but they're leading their lives in the wrong way. And this is like a massive clear out that's going on. So there is this challenge that exists in people's lives of, what do I do? And so this is where we should probably start. So, I mean, what's your views in terms of what are the greatest challenges? Because I know you deal with a lot of coaching and a lot of people. You know, from your point of view, what are the greatest challenges that people are facing at the moment?
Well, you've hit it on the head there. I would honestly say most people's greatest challenge is most people have been left with, I think, this huge void of all these things they maybe had in their life previously, and now all that's been taken away from them. So they've just been left with this big gap, and people feel lost because they don't know how to fill it. And all these things people have identified with, I think people as a globe, like humanity as a collective, have all been forced to take a step back and look and reassess, like, the things I thought I was attached to, do I really need them? How am I going to approach this situation moving forward? And yeah, it's really, really going to test all of us. And like I say, it's going to be an amazing challenge, something we can either learn from or something that's going to be a detriment to us. So yeah,
these challenges are what, fear-based? You know, people have got now fears.
Yeah, it's the fear of the unknown. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, you say like it's a fear of the unknown.
Yeah, it is. Like, obviously, nobody can predict what's going to happen, and because society has been in such a predictable format for so long now, you know, everyone wakes up, they have the same breakfast, they go to the same job, they go to the same pub at the weekend. We just expect everything right in front of us right now. We take it for granted, and now all of that's been taken away. People are in fear because we can't see into the future, can we? And a lot of people are disturbed by that. And then it doesn't help with everything we're seeing on the news. They like to spread fear like wildfire. And negativity always spreads a lot quicker than positivity. So we've just got this crazy ongoing thing of lots of bad news, people in the unknown, fearful, nobody has anything set in stone. People like to have control of their life, but currently no one has that control. But there's something we can get onto later on in it, because real control comes from understanding you have no control.
Very good point. We'll come on to that, because in terms of these other great challenges, what about financial insecurity? I mean, that must be up there, you know, because people, you know, I mean, America have gone past 17 million people unemployed. I know some of them are going to get their jobs back, but maybe a whole number of them, they won't, because the companies they work for won't now exist. I mean, same in the UK. I mean, people don't know once, you know, these furlong loans from the government stop, whether these businesses that they work for are still going to exist, whether their jobs are still going to exist. So that's another massive challenge for people, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And like, I totally understand where the fear could come from, you know, because, you know, we've all gone through it. I was questioning things like, you know, that first week or so when it started happening, it's like, there was a lot of doubt, and it's like, well, nobody has answers. And like you said, the economy is really going to suffer. People are losing jobs. The government cannot provide for everyone forever. It's just impossible. It doesn't work that way, because we need to be putting money. We need to be putting money into the economy for the government to support.
No. You know, I know we're going to deal with solutions, but I don't know if you can actually see this, right?
Americans.
So so this is the fantastic solution to have. Donald Trump says, go and make money. So I did, right? I started to print my own Donald Trump money, $100 bills. And if anybody wants them, I'll sell them for $50 each. So you're going to double your money. I think this is the kind of entrepreneurship that we need at this time, right? We're sitting in our houses and we can print our own money. I think that's probably the right way of doing it. Would you agree?
Genius idea. Probably might not work for most, but hey ho.
I don't know. You know, you could put your own picture on that. You could have your own Johnny money.
I don't think they would sell. Here, buy my money. It'll only cost you half price of what I made it for. But yeah, so I honestly think, like I said, I can totally understand why everyone's scared right now. People want to feed their families. People want jobs. You know, people have mortgages to pay for. People have rent to pay. People have businesses to run. All of these things don't pay for themselves. But the problem there is everyone expects the government to provide for us all. But we have to remember the government can provide for us when we are putting money into the economy. It works both ways. So if our end of things is jeopardized, there's no way they can continue to support everybody. So yeah, there is a lot of fear, because humanity, we like predictable, we like routine, we like comfort. and all of those things have been taken away at the same time. So it's really, really going to test people. It's going to be a very big challenge. But like I said, it's going to make or break most people. But I think for millions and millions, hopefully billions of people, it's going to create the best version of them, because it's going to force, like I said, us all to take a step back and assess, were we doing the right things with our life? Do we appreciate what we have? You know, right now, for me, for example, right, nothing will ever be perfect. When you understand life will never be perfect, you will have a much higher level of peace than always trying to attain a perfect life. Me right now, I have medicine in the cupboard. If I'm cold, I can put the heating on. If I need food, I can go to the fridge. I have a place to stay and it's warm, you know, and I can still do my work online. So for me, I'm very grateful. Yes, I have challenges, but they were no different to challenges that I had before this. My health, those kind of things are still here. So I'm focusing on my presence day by day, the things that I can be grateful for, and make sure that I practice daily gratitude for what I do have, because that is so important. And I honestly think a lot of people that maybe weren't doing that before are now doing it, because we've had all these distractions taken away from us, the things that we thought we needed that we actually don't, you know? So yeah,
so just in this kind of like talking about the greatest challenge, really, it is about normal, the routine, the life that we knew has gone, and we're now moving into a new world, right? And it's a scary bit, because it's going to be completely different to the world that we knew. And it depends on what you want to believe. I mean, personally, I think we've seen nothing yet in terms of the real ramifications of on the finance side that's going to kick in. And so where we think, so today's, you know, the last, well, for us, it's been like 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks for you as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a fun holiday. You know, okay, I know because of your cystic fibrosis, you've got to be locked away and secure an awful lot more than some of us that can go outside in that. But, you know, I think for a lot of people, they've gone, oh, this is all going to blow over. And, you know, but I think that the pain that's still going to come is going to be so much greater. It's like we haven't really even hit the storm yet.
No.
And people are going to have to take a serious look at their lives. And I think it's going to be a case of like, you know, you either stay where you are and everything's going to be a problem in your life, or, you know, there's an opportunity for you, which is what you're saying there, to kind of to reevaluate your life and how you do it and try and turn it all, or make it into an opportunity.
Yeah. So I think you've got the two, you know, like the people that are maybe turning a blind eye to it, thinking everything will just go back to normal. I understand that's a coping mechanism. And people also that are looking into the conspiracy theories, but are maybe taking it a little bit too far, that's also a coping mechanism. Both are reactions, both are reactivity to a situation a person can't control. But at the same time, I think in a way, both are maybe distracting the person from what they need to be doing. So humans can distract themselves from the reality in any situation. But like you said, it is time. Like, people are either going to embrace this or it is going to consume them. So
let's take that point then, right? Because people probably listening at home saying, right, okay, well, I hear what you're saying. It's never going to be normal. It's all going to change. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about that. You know, everything's going to be completely different. You're saying market's going to be worse now than it's ever have been. I mean, should people take maybe a reality check, you know, as a starting point? So, like, for example, if I was going to get my car MOT, the first thing they would do is they would assess what needs to be done before they do it. So is there a way that we could do like a quick self-reality check maybe on ourselves?
Yeah, I would honestly, the way that one works is, like I said, all of the things that are right in front of us are the things people usually ignore. They're always looking for the next destination or looking backwards. You know, people are looking to the weekend or whatever, you know. So right now, all those things have been taken away. You know, things like the journey within, you know, our mental health, our physical health, our relationships with friends and family, our romantic life, our careers, our finances, all of those things. Now, it's a blessing in disguise for a lot of people, because we are forced, we have no other choice than to take and pay attention to these things. So we can either allow them to grow by giving them the right kind of energy and focus, or we can just carry on, like you said, as we were, blind, and just hope for this to all blow over and not grow from it and not get anything from it. But the way I see it is, right, we're all in this situation right now together. Things are not going to be easy for a lot of people, but like you said, this is the easy part. The hard bit is to come. So I honestly think people, if they can embrace this, like if you're suffering now, you may as well get something from it. Growth comes from pain. So if you're in a painful place right now, you may as well get something from it as opposed to being a victim of the situation. You know, and I don't mean to sound preachy there. I can't speak for everyone. I just think most people in most cases, no matter what we dealt with, we can get something out of it. We can become stronger in one way or another.
All right, so I'm in this analogy, the car, right? It's just been put into the garage, right? And the garage is going to do an assessment on me, and they're going to look at me and go, you know, they're going to judge whether I'm worthy to go on the road. So they're going to look at maybe things like my lights and go, you know, from a scale of 1 to 10, are they a 10 because they're good enough to work? You know, you gave me 6 areas just there. You gave me, like, you know, your love life, you know, your money life, your relationships with family, career, physical health, mental health.
Yeah.
If we were going to start off and say, right, okay, I accept things are going to get worse. I know it's about the journey within. Is there a way of like checking where we are, you know, at the moment, so we know which areas we need to work on more than others?
Well,
like a scale of like 1 to 10 sort of thing.
Obviously, like when it comes to holistic health, you have like everything comes to balance, right? So imagine the circle. If you were to assess every area, you need to assess every area, and any area where there isn't balance is going to disrupt your harmony in your life and your level of peace. So even if, like, say you have, and I understand nothing will ever be perfect, but we can at least thrive to make everything better, right? And that is the difference between people, the people that are making the conscious effort to change and the people who are running from it, not the people who have a perfect life. That one's not what we're talking about here. So yeah, I would honestly say, you know, take a look at your mental health. And I just mean, how peaceful are you? What is really going on inside your mind? How much do you identify with your pain from the past, your trauma? What are you doing to deal with it? Then have a look at the relationships around you. And the friendships you have, do they serve a purpose? Do you enable in each other in good ways or bad ways? You know, are you supportive of each other? Romantically, what do you expect from others? Are you happy in that circumstance? Finances, you know, and I honestly think even if you had, even if you had all of the boxes ticked in 3 or 4 of these areas, but 2 of the other areas were in a very bad place, it doesn't matter how good the others are because there's still something being neglected, you know. So we need to create that awareness holistically, which means on the whole of everything. I'm not saying be obsessed with one thing. I'm not saying, you know, that you have to make sure everything's perfect, but it's time to start making a conscious effort on every aspect of our life. Yeah. And what better time to do it? The thing is, right, the way I see this is we are never going to get this chance ever again. And I guarantee, I know this is just the way it is. A lot of people, they will not do that in this lifetime. They will never start the journey inwards. They'll be subconscious. They will act almost, they'll be asleep for most of their life. But there will also be as many people who embrace this and become the best version of themselves. But all of those things, to have a really, truly fulfilling, healthy life, we need to assess every area. We really do.
So let's just deal with that assessment, because what you were talking about was having a circle. So like a bit of paper or a circle around the outside, have one line for money, one line for career, one line for love life, one line for relationships, mental health, physical health. And what about giving us, you know, if we just want to do an assessment, a score of 1 to 10. So 10 would be it's as good as it could ever be, and a 1, which is right in the center of the circle, is really, really rubbish. You know, it's an honest assessment.
Yeah.
You know, and you do, like what you were saying there, which you'd then have a circle that would maybe, it should be completely, you know, 10s all the way around the outside, but it's not. It's going to be jagged.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
you might go down to a 4 and then out to a 5 and down to a 2. How about we do that? You know, and everybody that's watching at home can start off by saying, I am where I am, and I'm going to do this kind of like circle of assessment, and I'm going to look at those 6 areas. So we had love life, our money situation, our relationships with family, our career, our physical health, and our mental health.
Yeah.
And I'll give everything a score out of 10 as to how happy I am with that. And that's the starting point. And that's going to show where things are good and things are out of balance. Would that be a decent start?
I'd say you could add a few more to that. And I have to say, thank you to Lindsay from House of Holistics for this one, because this was like, that's where this was formulated from. But it really, really is effective. And even if you, like, at first you're not going to find the answers, but what we're doing here is creating the awareness of the situations, because most people are not aware of the situations. So before we start to fix anything, we have to create the awareness. It's just like getting someone to track their nutrition. Before you set the target, you have to make them aware of it. So assessing these areas, like I said, you can add others to it. You can add immediate environment. You can add future goals, all of those things into it. But addressing these things right now, these 6 specific things, because all of the others right now we don't have access to. So addressing these 6 things that we probably do still have an element of control over. Yeah, it's going to create an awareness in people, and a lot of people that they maybe weren't aware of before. So the first step towards healing any situation is the awareness, then the acceptance of it.
Right. Okay. So we've looked at the greatest challenge.
Yeah.
We've looked at the things that really are going to start to kind of affect people in a really big way, in terms of the fears and the worries and the financial uncertainty. And, you know, is my health going to be okay, and my health for my family? And then people have started now, you know, with your advice there, to do this assessment, this awareness. Where am I? Where am I?
Yeah.
You know, if things are going to get worse, then in theory, I'm going to be in a worse place. But, you know, if I can start where I am. So the next stage on from that, I can hear people screaming at me right now, is, well, Mark, Johnny, what are the solutions? What are the solutions to my finances? What are the solutions to my health, my mental health, my physical health? What are the solutions to the fact that I've got a rubbish relationship at the moment? And so what I was going to say was, because we're just coming to the end of 20 minutes that this show's going to about, and it's bang, it's kind of flown in.
Yeah, it really has. It really has. I only thought we were about 10 minutes in.
No, we're 20 minutes in. So
I
believe
you. I was just surprised it goes quick.
So how about this for an idea, right? We ask everybody that's watching this to ask for you and me next week to provide with, here's a massive challenge for us, right?
Yeah.
To give them solutions to certain areas. So, for example, if they said their physical health or their mental health, or how do I deal with problems because I'm in isolation and, you know, me and the partner are getting on very badly, you know, how do I deal with that? We're going to get worse.
Yeah.
And so what we'd ask everybody, you know, at home watching this, is to just comment below, what areas would you like us to do our very, very best? We you know, we'd love to be able to guarantee this, but, you know, we can't. We're going to come up with the best solutions that we can for those areas.
And like, to hit the nail on the head there, like, this is the time where we all have to realize, myself included, if I want to change in my life to get better from this point, it is my responsibility. I can't I can't control everything around me. I can only control how I react to it. So it's my responsibility to improve the things that I don't like in my life.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, of everything that we need to solve, I've already got one solved.
Could I just say, before we end, something people could do within the next week, just a few simple things, is focus on the things that you love, practice daily gratitude for everything you do have, and just sit in silence for 10 minutes every day. Just 10 minutes, just sit in silence. Complete silence with no distractions. Huh?
What's the difference between gratitude and appreciation?
The difference between gratitude and appreciation, I'd say that's a good question, and we don't have long to elaborate on that. For me, gratitude is a feeling I practice. Appreciation, it comes from the same place, but I guess, that is a tough one. That's a good question. Gratitude for me, gratitude.
I've got a lot of stuff on appreciating what I've got, my eyes so I can see, my ears so I can hear. But I've never really done very much in the way of gratitude. So I'm sitting here giving it, what's the difference?
Okay, gratitude could maybe be again, it's a feeling, but you can act in a way of gratitude, can't you? You can act in an appreciative way, but like say, I have an able body. So the way for me to be able to display daily gratitude with that is to be able to test it somehow and to use it in a way that is, in a healthy way. So like practicing daily gratitude for me, I have an able mind and body, so I'm going to push them. I'm going to get the best out of them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
And
I
could appreciate my body and practice daily gratitude at the same time. I know they mean very similar things, but to me, practicing gratitude, obviously practice would be through your actions. So through your intent, that kind of thing. Does that make?
It does. It does. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign off with this show, asking everybody that's watching to comment below in terms of what would they like us to come up with solutions for, just a subject, right?
Yeah.
And just to put something down, and Johnny and I will deal with that during the week, and then we'll have a whole number of solutions dealing with this greatest challenge next week. I'm going to give you a challenge, Johnny.
Yes, go for it.
I need a full head of hair, right? I need a solution for my hair growing back on my head, right? So next week I'm going to say to you, how do I get a full head of hair, right? And then you can add that to the list.
Okay, cool. Bring it on. I'll do my best. No promises, though.
Johnny, you're an absolute star. Thank you for joining in. Stay safe for the next week. Stay safe for everybody that's watching. The more people that can contribute towards this, the more we can actually help you, because that's what we're here for. Myself, Johnny, Dee, Adeline, Vatican Coco, everybody that sits in the background, because there's a lot of people that organise the show. We're all here. I'm Batter. I miss Batter off the list as well. So the more people that can contribute and give us comments, the more that we can actually help you. So, Johnny, thank you very much for participating. I appreciate all the value that you brought in and all the knowledge and experience. And to everybody at home, we will see you at the same time next week, and we'll have all the solutions that will give you this wheel that will be I'm going to say it and you're going to totally disagree with me, a perfect 10. We'll call the wheel of Bo Derek. How's that?
Yep, sounds good to me. And one more thing, do something
Yes.
nice for somebody today. Peace.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Johnny, you're a star. Thank you very much.
Take care. I'll see you soon. Thank you for having me, Mark. All the best.
All the time. And thanks for everybody for watching.
Power to.
I understand that when between up to like your 18th birthday, you spent how long in hospital?
Well, I used to spend like 2 weeks. This is on average. Because we're doing.
When you got to 18,
Yeah.
what did you weigh?
I was about 6.5 stone when I was at my worst. Well, that's obviously.
Sister Adeline, you had that book. What was the name of your book again? Power of Imagination.
Yes.
Am I wrong? No, I'm right.
You're right. No, holding on to your vision limit correct.
See?
This is your other book.
No, not yet.
Maybe I'm trying to create a book here.
Yeah, you are.